Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the What's Normal Anyway podcast.
Yes, sir.
We are your co-hosts, Josh and
Kosa.
And today on the first episode, we have with us
Big Lonely.
Yeah, welcome.
AKA the flyest nigga alive.
Well, thank you for coming out today. We appreciate
Thank you guys for having me. I'm so excited. I'm actually really honored to be number one.
Of course, bro. Of course.
You're honestly the beginning of like a very long journey.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm like really excited. Great name. I know these co-hosts are gonna be sick. I'm excited. You guys are in for a treat.
I mean, I guess we'll just kind of get right into it, right?
Yeah.
You just let us know if you're uncomfortable.
Yeah. I'll let you. I'm an open book, so you guys can pry and I'll give you this stuff.
I mean, we also have Buddy with us.
Yeah, shout out to Buddy. That's the third co-host.
Yeah.
What a good boy.
So the name Big Lonely, you're a musician, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so was there a moment in your life where you were can you point to one moment where you were like, yo, like, I want to do this. This is something I need to do. Like, I love doing this shit. Like,
it was the day I knew I wanted to do music was, I knew when I was 12. 12 was the day, like the age I knew. And it was because I grew up a church kid, so we went to church a lot. And at our church, it's a black church, so we do things differently. Like, it's not like a Catholic church or anything. So we had like a youth Sunday where the youth were doing their whole thing. That like they ran the service. And I was told to rap. And on that Sunday, we played the song. I get to like the front of the church and the instrumental starts playing and I blank completely. Just like 40 seconds. The video is on the internet. I just never give anybody the link because it's that bad.
I feel like we gotta see that.
No, I'll definitely play it for you guys. I'll definitely play it for you guys, but I've never shown it to anybody. And for like 40 seconds, I'm just blank.
Damn.
And then I hit the verse. And like when I hit the verse, when I get out of that state of shock and I finally rap the verse, I do it like perfectly in like one shot. And as bad as that moment was, it was the moment where I was just like, this is never going to happen again. And I love doing this so much.
Jeez.
So
How old were you?
I was 12.
Nice.
And that's when I was just like, yeah, I'm going to do music for the rest of my life. My brother plays the drums. My mom is like the head of the choir. I used to play bass. So like we're a musical family. But at 12, that was when it hit that I want to do music for the rest of my life.
So were you like freestyling or did you have like...
I had a pre-written verse.
Okay.
Like I knew what I was supposed to rap. It was just the shock of like being in front of everybody in like a different capacity.
It's like, no, it's different when you're like not alone.
I'm like, I was alone on stage and I had to entertain
I've been shitting my pants.
a group of, and I was just like, at 12, like when that realization hit, I was like, fuck, this is scary.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the audience in their underwear? You ever use that?
I started doing that now.
Yeah.
So that's how...
Does it work? I
It
always
does.
thought it was like some
So like my stage presence, like Josh has been to some of my shows. My stage presence is the way it is because of the fact now I look at the audience as kids in underwear. So for me, it's like they're not even like...
That's crazy. I don't know if we should...
No. I know that sounds crazy, but like I don't see them as like adults. I see like a bunch of children in like when I'm on stage. I'm like, these are a bunch of kids. Like if you fuck up around a child,
like that
like,
kind of
that's the mentality. Like
where like you just make everyone in the audience just innocent.
Yeah. So I'm like, if I fuck up around like my little sister, for example, she's not gonna be like, boo, tomatoes. She's gonna be like, oh, Aaron, you fucked up, no bad. So like I think of everybody that way.
Nice.
And then when I get on stage, like you've seen, it's just like I act like I'm already your homie.
So that was the first time you rapped in front of people and did a stage thing at all. Like you didn't do any like plays or like...
Never. I played Joseph in like the school.
I don't know if that counts though.
But it doesn't count.
Did you talk though?
Huh?
If you talked, it count.
I talked, but it didn't feel like I did anything. Because I was like speaking.
How old were you?
I was like, I want to say like 8.
Oh, okay, so that doesn't count.
It doesn't count. Like I probably was fucking up the whole time, and like
this experience when you were 12 was probably the first time
was
when you're like conscious.
Yeah, it was like I was conscious to what was actually happening.
That's dope.
And it set the course for me. And then into high school, I tried like branching out, But the thing is like I make very different music. So in high school, my music was like, it was technically shit. It was shit. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I also was trying new things. I was trying to do rock and rap and mix it all together and stuff. And like, you know, Markham in 2016 was not fucking with that like at all. Like it just wasn't.
We were on some different shit.
You guys were on some different shit. So
Young Thug, bro.
Yeah, literally listening to Young Thug at the like.
Pressa. Those guys own that time, bro.
And that's what we were listening to then. So I was making my rock rap, and it was just like nobody was fucking with it.
Yeah.
But at that time, I was starting to experiment and figure out what was my sound. Mm-hmm. And once high school hit, I was able to be like, okay, yeah. And then uni did it for me. Like being a depressed college kid will definitely change the way you make music. And that's when I was finally able to like hit my stride, and now I'm just sprinting with this shit. Yeah, still learning every day.
That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of like I was gonna ask about this much later, but I think it's like might as well ask about it now. Yeah. Like, how do you feel like with all the like? Do you feel sometimes that it's like there's a certain pressure to make a certain type of music
every day,
or like do you like, or are you just like that's just noise? You know, like what? You know what I mean? Is that real? Is that a real pressure that you experience?
It's a real pressure because the music I make, I'm like I lean in multiple genres because I listen to so much music, and like, but the primary genre is like rock and rap. And the thing is like even the rap I make isn't the same type of rap that people are listening to. Like me and my brother were talking about it literally last night.
Yeah.
Where I played him some of the songs off the EP I made, and he was just like, "Bro, objectively, this music is so sick, but knowing the landscape, my song isn't going to go up against an Opium Rage Playboy Carti track. Like I make boom bap music. I'm listening to like Mike and Earl Sweatshirt and West Side Gun."
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. Okay. Before we move on, we have to understand your music taste.
Yeah. So, I grew up an OddFuture kid.
Okay.
So Frank, Tyler, and Earl are like the holy trinity for me.
Nice.
Those three musicians like shaped the way I make music.
What's your favorite album of all time?
Wolf by Tyler.
No hesitation.
No hesitation.
Wolf by Tyler the Creator, and it was the first. You know, when you have that moment where you first consciously start listening to music.
Yeah.
Like you know, like when your parents, like as a kid, your parents are always playing music in the car.
Yeah.
But that first moment when you were like, "This is music I want to listen to, so I'm gonna go find it." Mm-hmm. That was Wolf. Like it clicked so instantly for me. One, Tyler was a like fucked up teenager. He was a Nigerian kid who had like issues with his parents. So it was all stuff as like a Nigerian kid who grew up in the suburbs could relate to. Like we were born in the Rexdale area, but when I hit like grade 4, I moved to Stouffville. And then I lived in Stouffville, and then I lived in Markham, and then we moved. So as soon as I hit 4th grade, I was like a suburbs kid. Yeah, what's good? Hold on, wait. It was good. Yeah. As soon as I hit Markham and Stouffville, I became a suburbs kid, and it was just a wild experience going from like being in Rexdale, where I was just a kid, to come into Markham and Stouffville and becoming like a black kid. It was just a culture shock. And Tyler's music was the only type of music that like spoke about how I was feeling, and I was like, yeah, this is it. I was locked in.
That's pretty cool.
And I've listened to it every single time. I could rap along every single song on that album. Like I know them all to heart.
I never thought about Wolf in that way. It's actually very crazy.
Yeah, because like when you hear it, like there's songs like Answer, where it's like a song about him asking like, well, questioning if he called his dad, would his dad pick up? Or if he called his ex, would his ex pick up? And even as a kid, it was songs like that where I was just like, I hadn't heard a lot of people who were still like teenagers who were being that vulnerable in the music they made. And like he was also very angry. And like at that time especially, like that was at the time where parents were calling in trying to ban like Black and Yellow from the radio because they were just like, oh, this is the influence of the song is fucking insane.
I love that song.
It's such a great song. Yeah. Or what was it? It's so we get high. Yeah, that like I remember when parents at my elementary school were calling in saying we need to get this song banned on the radio, and Tyler was literally talking about killing people. So for me, I was just like, this is somebody who's angry, and they're being angry at a time.
Drag your corpse into the forest.
Yeah, he was making crazy music at a time where people weren't doing that, and I was just like, this is so left field, and it caught my attention so early on, and I was like, yeah, this is easily best album ever. And then Channel Orange came along.
Oh my god!
And then it was like,
say that's mine.
And then Earl, and then Earl, I don't like shit. I don't go outside.
Yeah.
Like, all of that stuff hit all at once, and I was just like, yeah, this is it.
OddFuture is like,
everybody on OddFuture is insane. Like, you have Haji, the Internet, Steve Lacy, Matt Martians, like everybody who came out of that collective, objectively, I feel like should be like considered cream of the crop artists.
Yeah.
And the way they built their fan base too, like Tyler, like that's something I want to do and something I'm trying to model in my own career, where they didn't go for virality. They built cult fan bases, and those cult fan bases are the reason they're at the top now. Like the people who were listening to Nostalgia Ultra were the same people listening to Blonde when it came out, and the people who were listening to Goblin for Tyler are the same ones who got him all the way up to here, and then people just kept getting added on.
That's facts.
And once they got added on, like they never ever usually leave. That's how they built it. Like every Frank fan knows that we hate Frank for not dropping an album in like the last 6 years, but if he says he's dropping one right now, we're all gonna go listen because it's fucking Frank.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't you say that those guys have those cult fan bases and that cult success because they just like said fuck it and just were themselves? Like,
and that's what I'm still trying to like apply with my own music. Like,
but you don't think it's also partially like that type of music brings that type of people?
Yeah, that's the thing. So with me, I was talking to my brother about it, and I was like, I was like, my music probably isn't gonna be mainstream until a very long time. But the people I'm going to get along the way by still being honest in my music is going to be worth it in the long run. Because I could easily hop in the studio and make a song about how much money I get, the fact that I do wear nice clothes, you know what I'm saying? But if I talk about how I'm feeling, there's a possibility that more people might stick around. And I already get those messages. Like, I get messages from kids who've been to a show and been like, bro, this one song hit me so hard because I'm literally going through a breakup right now, and I know this is what was happening in my relationship, but I didn't want to admit it. And you decided to say it randomly on a Tuesday night on a snippet. Yeah. And that, like, the fact that I get those messages, like, somebody messaged me yesterday and was just like, don't ever quit doing music. He's like, your music is so unique, and I know at this specific time, you might feel like you're yelling into, like, the woods and nobody's responding. But if you keep at it, people are going to be there. So it's like, I get scared every day because I'm like, what if my music is shit? Nobody likes it. Yeah. But then at the same time, it's like, I believe in my music that much. And random people who I've never met also believe in my music. Yeah. So why not just keep trying? Like, word of mouth is also a thing. Like,
honestly, like, if you think about all like the current artists that are like top of the world, they all started through emotional bonding.
Exactly, with their fans.
Like, if you think of anyone, even Drake, like the whole emotional like play,
music,
and then Kendrick, the whole like the race stuff and all that.
Exactly, like you talked about stuff that mattered,
like the gang violence, you know,
and all of that stuff made people connect. And it's just like now I'm like, as much as I want to like cop out and make like some trap rage shit, I know I can't. I know I shouldn't. One, because I would feel horrible making that music, but two, somebody might actually benefit from me just being emotional for 3 minutes on a song. Like, it could help somebody a lot, so why not just keep doing it?
I think music, like a good portion of music, I believe that it's all about how it makes you feel, you know what I mean? Like, that's why those type of songs where it's like idolizing materialistic values don't last, because it doesn't feel good for a while.
Exactly.
It's like the bad dopamine kind of thing, you know? Yeah. Where it's like you listen to it, you like it for like a week or something, or even like a month, and then you just stop.
And then you never touch it again.
Exactly.
I was listening to a podcast with Lnlyboi, and like he was explaining how like so he did this thing where he was doing all that trap stuff, and then he like released like this spiritual album. And then all of his fans were like, "What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Like, why? What is this album? Like, this is trash."
Yeah.
Even though that's what he wanted to make,
Yeah.
his fans were like, because they had like got accustomed to him, like
to the precedent.
to like what he, yeah, exactly. And then it's like, and then he felt like he was like he went back to making the trap music after that.
Do you know who's a victim of this too though?
Who?
Freaking what's that guy's name? DaBaby.
Yeah.
He's a victim of it.
Yeah.
Because like the thing is, if you're rapping about stuff everyone's rapping about, the first thing they're gonna look at is your flow and how you're delivering. If that stays the same and you're saying the same stuff,
it becomes too repetitive.
right? Because you're not gonna
Every
sit here and
song is
act
the
like
same.
Drake didn't make the same song he made today versus like ages ago.
Yeah.
But the difference is like if you're talking about things that value, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're saying the same
Same
thing
shit over and over
you're
again
gonna
on a
tire
different beat.
Yeah.
It's just like I've heard this song a million times.
I was literally listening to a Meek Mill song, like a new Meek. There was a new Meek Mill song with Future, and I was like it's like I love Meek, but bro, like this is like
not
the
it.
same shit you've been
The
doing
same Meek
for
we listened
years.
to before.
Bro.
The thing is, I'm so sad about Meek. Meek is like.
We don't have to get into all
we
that.
don't have to get into all that.
We don't need to talk about Meek at all. Actually.
Yeah. I just feel like he would be one top 5 rappers if he shut his mouth. That's
Who's your top 5 right now?
Top 5 right now?
Top 5, like if you had to put 5 people on a song.
Right now.
Right now.
Ooh.
Rappers.
Yes.
Ooh.
Anything,
We're getting
anything.
into it.
Anything. Anything.
We're getting
Tyler the Creator.
Okay.
West Side Gun. Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
Drake. And Cole. Yeah.
Ooh.
Nice. What about you, Josh?
Top 5 right now?
Yeah. Those are who I listen to the most, I think, right now.
Right now. I don't know, like just music.
No, just think the first 5 people you think and just put them on a song together.
Oh, like top 5 of anything?
No, like you said it perfectly. You thought of the 5 guys you want on a song.
Yeah.
You know, like if you can call any 5 people to be on the same song together.
I feel like the song I just described would be so hard.
Yeah, it would.
It would be so hard.
Yeah.
Gambino.
Oh, that's tough. That's
Frank
tough.
Ocean.
Oh, yeah.
Joey Badass.
That's, yeah.
Tyler.
How many is that? 4 or 3?
That's a 4.
Four.
Yeah. And then you have one more.
I don't know. This is a hard one.
This is
man.
going to be a hard one.
What was yours again?
It's
Tyler?
either
It was Tyler, Gambino,
Frank,
Frank,
Joey
Joey
Badass.
Joey, and one more.
I know this is hard.
You have to
because-
complete that vibe because you created a vibe now that
You have to complete
you can't throw a random in.
No, that's why it's hard. Like,
You have to throw someone in there that makes sense.
It might-
And then he's like NLE Chop.
maybe.
This first person, let's go.
Kanye.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how you finish that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That tells me a lot about your taste in music. I like that.
Yeah.
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 How about you? What's your top 5?
Travis.
Yeah, I can tell. Astro.
2015 Travis.
Yeah.
2018 Travis.
Yeah.
2020
Travis.
2 Travis. No, I'm kidding. But
Every era?
I would put Travis, Kanye,
Yeah.
ASAP. Travis, Kanye,
You just created an all-time
ASAP.
song.
freaking. Who else? Travis, Kanye, ASAP. Put Kid Cudi on there too.
Yo.
I put Kid Cudi on there too, bro.
Cudi, man. Yeah, Cudi.
Kendrick.
I was thinking about Cudi too.
And Kendrick. Kendrick's my last one.
Yeah, Kendrick, man.
Kendrick, man.
Kendrick.
So
the thing about him
so
is
many.
like he's the lane I want to eventually get into. When
Okay.
when it's all said and done,
Mm.
for me I dream really big and I want to be like the Kendrick of Canada.
Yeah.
I just want to win every Geno that we have, and then just stay at home. I'd be like, fuck the Grammys. I just want the Genos.
Okay, let me ask you this now. Out of that 5, just take 2. 2 out.
Out of my 5,
Yeah, that 5 you just named. 2.
Cole and Drake.
Cole and Drake.
Yeah, I would still put like Kendrick, Westside, and Tyler above. Westside Gunn, I like him that. Like objectively, a lot of people would be like Westside Gunn's probably.
No, I'm saying out of all of them, you take 2 and let the rest go away. Like
Oh,
your
take
top
two?
top 2 out of that 5.
Oh, top 2 out of that 5 was Tyler and Kendrick.
What about you?
Yeah.
Man. I don't
Take
know.
your 2 out.
Frank. That's tough.
You said Frank though. That was like an automatic for you.
Which is really good to know.
Yeah, it's good to know.
I feel like I know who his second should be, but I'm not gonna say it. But like, if you choose someone else, I'd respect it.
I don't know. I think if I'm picking Frank and we're thinking about them people on a song together,
Yeah.
I think I'm going
Okay.
Gambino.
Nice.
Yeah.
Frank and Gambino. They've never done it, no?
That's the vibe I was like on.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
I think
That would be a crazy song.
like I wanted to pick Joey, but like
With
I'm
Frank.
thinking about the pairing with
Yeah.
Frank. You gotta go Gambino.
You said no. Now we know two sides. You wanted to pick Joey, but I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
the song.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me though, it'd be Travis and ASAP.
Yeah.
I wish, man.
Yeah.
But honestly, out of favoritism, I would do Travis and Kendrick.
Yeah. But
I would want-
Travis
I would
and
want,
A$AP song
like,
would be amazing.
They need to do one. Bro.
But I want
They
them
need
to go together on rap. Not like Goosebumps is good,
Yeah.
but it's like not enough spitting.
But yeah. it's
Oh,
not enough
Because
bars.
Travis can spit, man.
Yeah.
Travis can spit. I want to see both of them spit
Fit
on the
like
same
properly
song.
on the same song.
Yeah.
They need a whole project together, bro.
Yeah.
They do different.
They need a
I
whole
also,
project.
I want that Travis Kid Cudi album too.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be hard.
It'd just be wavy as hell,
It would
straight.
be super hard.
Yeah.
I just know those vocals are gonna be insane. They're gonna go
Yeah.
crazy on the melodies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be tough.
That year Travis dropped Highest in the Room was insane, bro. Like that song like blew the
Yeah.
hell up. You remember that?
Yeah.
He did the Fortnite thing. That was
Bro.
crazy.
He did everything, man.
He did. The thing is, Travis, business wise,
He's smart.
so smart. Like that's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to do with Lonely. I want like the brand associated with my music to be like Cactus Jack. What he
Yeah.
does with it is so good. Like he's so smart. Like he understands marketing.
Yeah.
He like when just
I think
He
it's
knows-
his, I think it's his come up though. I, know,
It's his
I
come
get,
up,
I get
yeah.
what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
It's his come up. Like if you listen to Al Faro,
yeah
oh my god, Al Faro is just talking about how he's just trying to get out, man.
yeah
And it's like you can tell it's his first project and he's trying to do anything.
prove something.
Yeah. The first song I listened to was Balance with Meek Mill.
Yeah.
That was the first Travis song I listened to.
And that just set the tone for you.
Yeah, my cousin Moogie.
That's hard.
Yeah, my cousin Moogie, he showed it to me, and it was, from there I was like, let me listen.
Wait,
Talented.
Bands with Meek Mill,
Yeah.
Travis.
Yeah, it was pretty hard.
Wait, that was your first.
Yeah,
Travis.
and then I listened to freaking, oh my god, the Days Before Rodeo. Oh my days.
Drugs You Should Try It influenced so much.
Yeah, man, I
that
I
one
fell in love
song
with that
changed
song.
everything for me.
That was the song that made me want to consciously listen to music.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand
Yeah.
that so much, because it was just like when it dropped, nobody was doing that, and like objectively, the song has a horrible name, but it really made me want to try drugs.
Yeah.
Like he encapsulated.
I don't know
That's
about
a
the try
fucked up
drugs
thing
thing.
to
No,
say.
but like he encapsulated the feeling of being high
in a
like,
song.
In a
Yeah.
song, like
He
just
did.
the production alone
Yeah.
sounds like you're tripping and like it's late night. Like you can picture yourself at the house party, lights are dim, you're upstairs,
Yeah.
trying to make your way to the bathroom to give yourself a pep talk in the mirror.
Yeah.
Like he encapsulates that feeling.
But that's why he's my
And he
favorite
produced
artist,
it
man.
too. Like
Yeah.
it's insane.
Hey, that's why he's my favorite artist, because I love the way he just paints the picture.
He paints the picture so
He
well.
paints a picture very well. But I mean,
I have
see what he
a.
does after Utopia. I mean,
Sorry,
Utopia has been heavy.
I don't want to draw away from the Travis.
But go ahead, no, draw away from. The
I've been like thinking like, how do you like? I feel like a lot of people experience this problem like in any craft.
Yeah.
Like when you're pursuing something, it's like, how do you like draw the line between fun and obsession? Like when it's like when you're like when you still want to enjoy the thing that you're passionate about, but you don't want it to like be an all-consuming thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So with music, there isn't really a line because my
Interesting.
obsession is what makes it fun. Like I find fun in the obsession. Like I listen to music every single day. Like every hour of the day, I'm plugged in, and everybody around me hates it. Like I'll be out with the homies, and I'll have an AirPod in with music playing lowly. I'll be in the club playing my own music.
Jeez.
I'm always listening to music. But like, what takes away from the obsession part of it is I'm not always listening to my music. Because I listen to my own music the most, but when I need to check out, I listen to other people's music. But I'm still listening to music. I'm obsessed with it, so I can't stop listening to it. Like, I would write a test with music. I read books plugged in listening to music.
Yeah.
Like, I read Crime and Punishment, like, Russian literature. And the one song that played the most while I read that book is What a Day by Tyler, the Creator. So every time I hear What a Day, I think of Crime and Punishment. I think of
That's
the
so
book.
cool.
Because I'm that obsessed with music that even a task like reading, I need to have it. Because I can't not listen to it.
I feel like that answers that, doesn't it?
I mean, that's kind of crazy. Like, I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like, if it's something that you love, like, it's like there's never it's just that is what it is. Like, you're on cloud nine at all times.
But that's the problem though, because I was speaking to somebody recently and they were just like, the opposite. She reminded me, so the opposite of creation is hyper focus. So if you obsess over your music so much and just the action of consuming it, and you're not creating it, you're going to be hindering yourself more. So I had to remind myself to get on the schedule with my music now, because if it were up to me, I'd be listening to music 24/7 because I love listening to music. But I'd be like, Aaron, you also need to create just as much as you listen to make this obsession productive. Because as much as I love it, if I'm not doing anything with it, I'm wasting my time, because people are out there who are obsessing just as much as I am, but they're also making a lot more than I am. Like Kanye, when he was on his come up, he was saying he was making 3 to 5 beats a day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, if you're making 3 to 5 beats a day, like,
you're not talking to anybody.
You're not talking to and inspiration doesn't just come.
Yeah.
Like, you're forcing yourself to get into a routine of creation, so that when it comes time to create and when people are in the room and they say we need a beat right now, you can produce something right now. It was like one of the producers I know, he's based in Newmarket. His name's Cartier, who's on the beat. One night I was playing him the album I'm working on, and we were going through everything and trying to figure out what songs made the most sense and like structuring the album properly. And after I played it for him, he started making a beat on Discord. And watching this guy create out of nothing, like he works so much that he understands the formula to creating a good beat.
He has the process down.
He has the process down pat. Like, I watched him take a soul sample and flip it into like Nothing Was the Same Arab Drake beat that then he just sent off to somebody.
Wow.
And I was just like, the fact that you create your own sample, you made this beat, tops 40 minutes. But I don't even think he touched 40 minutes. It was like more like...
That's kind of scary too, honestly.
Yeah. He created the process and made a beat that quick. I was just like, you are someone who's become so obsessed with your craft that you've also mastered the creation part of it. And the best part is he's still learning. As good as he is, he's still getting better. And that type of mindset is what I need. Like, I had to remind myself, okay, Aaron, like, you can be obsessed with listening to this, but you also need to be doing it as well. Because if you're not, you're falling behind. Yeah.
So, like, when you, so whenever, do you get, like, creative spurts, and then it's just like, oh, like, I'm going to make something right now, and you have to. Like, it's just, you have to capitalize on it?
You have to capitalize on it, because I have moments, like, I go for walks to, like, get my head free, and the thing is, if I go for a walk, technically because I take long walks, more like hikes. I be hiking a lot. I like hiking. In an hour 40 minutes, I would have been on YouTube playing beats in my headphones while I'm on my hike, and technically I've freestyled an entire album. That and that process, when you have it, you have to capitalize on it. Because if I go home from this hike and I don't step in front of a computer, everything that I just freestyled is gone. It's out of my brain. Like, it comes and it goes. That's why, like, you see so many people live in the studio. Because if it's gonna come and it's gonna disappear, you'd rather be in front of a mic when it comes to get it out than let it just disappear, and you're at home now and you're like, oh, what was that bar I was thinking about earlier? And now it's gone. And that's the worst feeling ever as a musician, because I know so many songs that I probably freestyled in the past that are just gone. Thin air. Because
you ever think about, like, just recording your voice on the walk?
I do. I started doing that now. So now my voice memos are heavy. Because every time I have something, like, all right. you hear like construction or some birds in the background, but I'm like, okay, these are
authentic. It's authentic.
It's authentic. Now I have it, and I'm going to go plug it in and get to work.
That's fire.
Yeah. I like this. You guys are really good hosts.
Yeah.
I fucking love you guys.
So, like,
We appreciate you too.
thank you, brother. We love you, but I'm not done yet.
No. I'm so excited. This is a really good podcast. I was surprised.
So, like, what are some of the biggest challenges you face? Like, not in terms of like the creative process per se, but in terms of like I know you wanna. Like, do you want to make this something that you can make money off of? Like,
I want this to be my
like
day
your
job.
sole thing. Yeah.
I want this to be my day job.
Okay, so getting to that point, like what, like we talked about like trying to create art for yourself versus like trying to create art for the public and stuff like that. So like, what do you think right now is the best way to go about that? And like, what are the challenges you face getting there? Like,
so for the biggest challenge, I would be like industry. So the music industry, regardless of anything, is still a business and it's tough. If you're not like the music industry has departed from what it originally used to be about, and it's a completely new thing. It used to be about artist development. It used to be about creating a great artist. I wanted to say the name of the label, but I reminded myself I can't.
NDA.
Yeah. I spoke with a label. I spoke with an A&R from a label. I was about to say it too. It was in my head. I was about to say it too. I was like, fuck, I can't even say that.
It's okay.
I don't want these niggas to be on.
They who shall not be named.
They who shall not be named. Yeah. But I spoke to them, and they told me, they're like, yeah, your music is like really good, but you need 10,000 followers across Instagram and
you gotta make sure you have a
TikTok.
following.
You have to have a following.
Yeah.
Because they want a package that's already made. So then they can, I don't want to say capitalize off of it, but it's a business at the end of the day.
Okay.
So when you don't have that and you're still up and coming, it can get very discouraging to hear every day that someone thinks you're good, but because you don't have a following.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I want to ask something right at this thought.
Yeah.
Have you ever suffered like imposter syndrome?
Yeah.
Where, because we talked about how like for sure like this is what you want to do for the rest of your life, but like maybe we should also talk about where if you have times where you're like, yo, maybe this is not it. You know?
Yeah,
or
so
maybe this is not me.
So it happens a lot where I'm like, but that's why it happens a lot where I'm like, is music really even what I want to do?
Yeah.
Like, is this something I want to do? But that's why I've decided, like, for me especially, as much as like, for me as like a musician, I go by Lnlyboi. That's the name I go by. But like, with Lnlyboi, there's also the Lonely brand. I registered a business under Lonely, like so that. Eventually, if one day I want to retire from music, Lonely can either be a clothing brand, it could be a record label.
You're giving yourself options.
I can give myself options with it. So, like, I'm not putting all of my eggs in one basket, but the baskets that I'm putting my eggs in are all the same color. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're all the same color. They all relate to each other. So, even if I'm not making music, I want to be helping people make music, or producing for people, or helping people write songs.
You just want to be involved.
I just want to be involved.
Yeah.
I love music that much and entertainment that much that even if I'm not the one entertaining, if I can help somebody do it or be around that process, I would rather do it. That's why for Lonely, I have there's members on the team. There's other artists. There's other producers. There's videographers like Ben. There's photographers like Tierra. Where these are all people that I believe in so much that even if music isn't for me, if my journey can help their journey be better, then it's like these are my dogs. Like, fuck it, like I'm gonna push these people out too.
That's fire.
I kind of want to take it back to the label thing.
Yeah.
With like so basically from what you said, my understanding is that like if you don't have the social media engagement or like the numbers or the metrics that they want, that they think are indicative of success, then you won't get the deal, and then you won't get the marketing distribution.
Yeah. But that's the thing, though. We also live in a time, as much as I feel like that's a problem, we do also live in a time where independent artists are thriving. Like a lot of artists...
It's not hard to be viral.
It's not hard to be viral.
As it used to be. Yeah.
But The people who get viral, like,
and that's the problem. See, what you're about to say is what my fear is. I don't want to go viral because if I go viral today,
it comes with a lot of fake. Yeah.
Like if I go viral for a rock song and then I drop a rap track, all of the people who know me for being a rock star are gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Whole time I've always been doing that.
So if you're in that position, are you gonna rock song or are you gonna just keep going doing rap songs?
I'm me personally. I'm gonna do me. But the thing is, I want to be viral. I don't want to go viral for one thing and be stuck to it. That's what we were talking about with Lnlyboi. He became Lnlyboi for doing one thing.
Yeah.
And when he tried to do anything else,
he's a ghost.
He's a ghost.
Yeah.
People are not fucking with him for it. So much so that this guy started becoming a better person and then went back into his old ways just to maintain that relevancy that he needed to put food on the table for him. Whereas for me, I want to be able to put food on the table by just being Aaron. And if I have to be anything but Aaron, I would rather not be it. Like, I would rather turn down a viral opportunity to build something that's going to last me a long time.
Well, like, yeah, think about, like who knows where Lil Mosey is? Like, who the hell, like
Blueberry Faygo came up, and then it died down.
Like, who are those people? Like, there's so many guys that I can think of that I don't even remember their names, who, like, had, like, 2-3 songs, maybe, like, a feature, and then they just vanish off the face of the earth.
And that's the thing. That's why I feel like the labels also have their priorities a bit fucked up. Because if you're looking for viral, you're going to get the check once. And that's it. Yeah. But if you work on developing your artist,
to build, it's more of like a stock.
Yeah. Then you have, like, Drake is signed to Universal and Young Money, I think. They have a lifetime investment that's going to be so good for them. Like, Sony owns the rights, I'm pretty sure, to Michael Jackson's estate. That's what, like, his music. Like,
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, Sony owns the majority of Michael's music.
That's crazy.
So, when you, and that's the thing also with the label.
But that's the thing.
They will always get paid off of it. Michael Jackson's music is always going to make money because he made timeless music. He was developed as an artist.
Timeless, man. And
was able to create something that lasts decades after. It's going to last longer. He's always going to be the king of pop. No one's gonna.
That's that guy. Man.
He's that guy. As long as we're here, Michael Jackson's the king of pop. That name is never, like, going to be dethroned unless someone comes with that type of charisma. But with attention spans going down and the way things are going, nobody's coming with that type of charisma. And, like, that's what you get when you take time to invest in artists. So even if I'm not with a label, I need to take time to invest in myself as an artist so that eventually down the road I can have that type of impact. So there are challenges. It gets when you hear how good you are all the time and people keep telling you you're good but we can't invest in you. It's like, it can really bring you down and make you not want to do this.
Yeah. Feels like a participation medal.
And nobody fucking likes
Nobody
it.
fucking wants
nobody wants a fucking participation medal, bro.
Bro, I remember when we were kids.
Getting that purple ribbon used to piss me the fuck off. Like, oh my goodness, I hated it so much.
Honestly, where do you put a participation medal, bro?
It goes in a box or a cover. It doesn't get put on your wall. And if you're putting it on your wall, you really need to evaluate some stuff. No, like, I'm not being like.
No. This is why I agree with you. I'm not gonna hang up a.
No. You know what I'm saying?
A medal that says I ran. You know.
Yeah. Everybody else did too.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. But it gets to a point where, like, it does start to, like, bring down your mental.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, if you know you're, like, I'm obsessed with this thing. As much as, like, it hurts, I will never stop making music. Like, I'm already making music and nobody's listening to it.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm going to keep making music and then people are going to start listening to it. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I just need to, if I keep at it and I keep learning and I keep growing, it's bound to happen.
Yeah. I remember when we watched the Travis documentary.
Yeah.
They showed a clip from, what's his DJ's name?
Chase B.
Chase B.
Yeah.
They showed him an old clip and he was like, we already know he's good. It's just a matter of time before everyone else gets on, the cops on, basically.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably, like, the right mentality.
That's the mentality to have, like
100%.
Because it keeps you going. Like, I already know I'm gonna keep making music, but the fact that, like, this is literally the start of my journey makes me very excited for what's to come as long as I keep grinding. Like, the world could literally be ours, and we wouldn't know until we get there. So I already know what my goal is. I want a commune, a big piece of land with all the dogs, and we're all living around each other, and, like, that's what I want for me and mine. So I'm like, if that's the goal I have, like I might as well keep going and see if I get there. I might as well. Like,
Yeah, bro.
Doing myself a disservice not to at least try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it's like I think what Kosa said, you have the exact mentality that you need to
because I feel like it's all about
I think I'm not sure.
Yeah, but
I think
trying.
I think it's all about perspective.
Yeah.
Because when we talked about the participation medal, I kind of thought perspective. I was like, yo, if I like injured myself, for example, I tore my ACL, and then I came back and ran the participation medal, all of a sudden I'm hanging that up.
Yeah, you're hanging that up,
right? So it's all about perspective and how you approach it. So people, I don't know. Yeah, I guess like you shouldn't hang it up, but like. If it has a reason, it has a reason.
It has a reason.
That's what I'm saying. You have a perspective on it because you grew up with an emotional connection to your music.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's what's giving you that drive. Because I feel like everyone goes through imposter syndrome, but like people that continue doing stuff past imposter syndrome, that's how you know it's good for you. You know what I mean?
I could never stop making music. Like there's no moment like.
That's what I'm saying. It's because you love it.
I love it so much. I could not.
I guess like the hits culture thing is the problem too, right? It's like
it's a problem right now, but I also feel like how do I say this? We live in a very cyclical society where these peaks that we're having now happened before, and it's just a matter of time for the wheel to turn and get back to normal. Because even now we're seeing the reemergence of boom bap, rap, and all of this stuff. So what was a hit 4 or 5 years ago may not be a hit 4 or 5 years from now. There's a possibility that the music I make right now 100%. Is going to be so popular in the next couple of years simply because that's where music is going to be. And that's what I'm starting. That's what's keeping me going because we never know. Like this thing has reemerged and died down. Like when you look at it, we had the rap of the 90s, which was that boom bap, that rap, and then you go into the gangster rap of the early 2000s, but then you get the emergence of people like Kendrick. People like Cole, who are now like Joey Badass,
JPEG Mafia,
who are rapping on those type of beats. You have Kanye, who's showing us different ways of doing things, and now bringing it back to something that like he was originally doing. Like when you see like what was it, Jesus is King, that album.
I love that album.
That
crazy,
great album.
I love that album.
But then
it's
you also look at the soul influence of Jesus is King and how reminiscent that album is. That is of his earlier stuff. Yeah. Then you start to see the cycles of it. Joey Badass staying in that old. I love that sound of his, and like, we're getting to a point now where even Tyler's rapping on that boom bap stuff now. You have Westside Gunn becoming a bigger influence. Earl Sweatshirt is becoming bigger than he was before. People are starting to care about what they're listening to, and there's a possibility that we're gonna hit that point and.
The Killer Mike album, like winning that
exactly
Grammy,
another big.
It was
example
actually an insane album.
My brother, because I was talking to my brother about it,
he's
like, my brother was like, "Oh, Utopia should have won that Grammy."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No comment.
Yeah. I was like, my brother was like, Utopia should have won that. And I was like, as much as you are right, you also have to look at like who the Academy is and what they're listening to. The Academy is all a bunch of old heads, and when they're used to what they think hip hop is, with Travis completely like.
But it's not hip hop. It was just best album.
Yeah. Best rap
album.
No, it was best rap album.
Best rap album.
It's
best rap album. And Killer Mike made a rap album.
Yeah.
Utopia was.
And all over the
Killer
place.
Mike, Killer Mike did do some crazy shit with the instrumentals on that album.
He did.
Like some stuff that like it was like old school rap, but like with like this new age instrumental
as soon as Andre
approach
3000
to
was on that album, I knew it was gonna win.
Yeah. He did something on
that
album.
That Andre song on that Killer Mike album. I was just like,
go back and listen to that.
It's so. I think it was like something in Scientists. But like Andre rapping with Killer Mike, I was just like, yeah, this is. Off of that song alone, I knew they were going to win Best Rap Album. I was just like, there's no way, like, Andre hasn't rapped in how many years?
Yeah.
Throwing that one feature on is...
I mean, he was on Donda, that one song.
He was on Donda, and that one song on Donda was also
pretty
the
good.
Best song. It was, for me, the best song on Donda. I like, it influenced me to start rapping again, like, on, like... So, the thing is as time goes on, I feel like we're going to get back to that cycle, and it's going to be good for music. I feel like people also... We're hitting a time where people need music that matters anymore.
Yeah.
Like, that... like
people are valuing music.
100%. That's it.
Yeah,
people need... Like, especially now more than ever, people need to address their feelings. Because if we don't... We're watching in society what happens when people suppress their emotions. And it makes people ignore the obvious.
It's a whole other fucking conversation.
Yeah, it's a whole
Okay, let me steer the conversation somewhere else.
Yeah.
What event has to happen in your life for you to be like, F this music stuff, I'm doing something else?
Ooh, that's crazy. I don't know.
I don't think anything could.
Yeah.
The only thing that could possibly do it would be like I go mute.
Yeah.
Like if I can't use my voice, that would be the only thing that would be like, oh, now I can't make music. But then I'd probably learn the piano or start playing the bass. I'd find a way. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, because if you love that shit, like why would you ever stop?
Nothing could ever
do
do
no matter what.
For example,
like even homeless, I keep my MacBook.
Yeah.
And my mic. Like I would sell everything and keep my MacBook and my mic because those are the only two things I would need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you're looking at it as a poverty perspective.
Yeah.
I'm saying like, I don't know, like knock on wood, like when your parents are on their deathbed.
Yeah.
They're like, I want you to stop making music.
My parents would know they
some insane.
my parents would know they could never. My parents would know they could never ask me that because they've already asked me that.
What would you do though?
I wouldn't stop.
You wouldn't stop.
My parents have asked me to stop making music.
Okay.
And I've looked at them and been like, as much as I love you guys, I'm not going to stop. I played a song for my dad yesterday, and he's like, "Whoa, is this you?" And I was like, "Yeah, it is."
That's sick.
And he's like, I was like, "Remember when you told me to stop doing this?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm glad I did. You're still doing it."
That's crazy.
He sees that like when you're watching your kid like grind over something that you both know isn't bringing any profit, but he's still up at 3 a.m. recording into a mic, making the most noise in the house. You have to be like, okay, like we've never seen him this passionate about anything ever. Like I am up early morning listening to beats, rapping, making songs every second of the day. Like at a certain point, even if as annoying as it is, you have to be like, this is something that this person is. When someone's trying, you can tell, and like you have to respect the try.
Yeah.
Like when, so
your music's real, bro.
You respect the grind.
Your music's real, bro. Like,
Yeah, and that's the thing. I've been trying. Like I experience life, but then
Yeah.
I also go back and I'm like trying to make impact. My dad heard the song and he was like, "Whoa, you're actually talking about stuff."
Yeah,
I would listen to this, and I was like, "That's the point, Dad. I want to make music that like you could listen to."
Everyone could.
A teenager could listen to, a young adult could listen to, and because it like resonates.
You just have to have something to say.
You have to say something.
You have something to say.
You have to say something. I also want a career that spans. I want a career that's gonna put food on my table, my friend's table, my kids' table, and my generation's table to come.
Yeah.
So I have to say something because if I'm not saying anything, it's going to be the type of music that's here for one season and then gone the next.
Yeah.
This guy's bigger than you perspective. I fuck
Yeah,
with
it
that.
has to be.
No, but I wasn't trying to devalue the music. I was just trying to see like
if there was
no music in the world, what would you do?
Probably not.
No, we're not accepting that answer.
Bro,
if there was no music in the world, I'd probably do law.
Have you heard that quote?
Yeah.
Have you heard that
Josh
quote?
knows how much I love law.
Yeah. But have you heard that quote?
That's
like
cool, man.
music is the way humans like communicate with God. Like it's like
Yeah.
the window to God and like
it's a spiritual
soul.
thing.
It is.
Yeah, like it's
Because
like it's a deeper thing than
I
like,
definitely agree with that because I think it goes both ways. Like there's some songs that give you an uneasy feeling. And
yeah, like there's certain songs that like, and that's the power of music. Like I've performed and watched people cry.
Yeah.
The fact that words I said
It's so
in
connecting.
my bedroom, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Words I've said in my bedroom to an empty wall made you cry.
Yeah, that's because they could feel it.
They could feel it.
They don't know that you did it, but they can feel the passion.
The passion behind it. The guy who messaged me on Instagram last night, he was like, "I can feel your passion and energy for this song through the phone."
Jeez.
I wasn't giving a live performance. I was just playing a snippet of my song, rapping along to my own song. But he watched that and he was just like, "Yeah, this guy feels just as deep," and I can feel that.
hold that, bro. Like those are people who really listen.
Who really
to
listen and
music,
really value.
bro. That's the thing.
So if I get those reactions, like there's no way I can
hold that.
stop. Like why would I stop?
There's no way you can.
Nothing could make me stop.
You have something, bro. You have something.
I'm
bro.
trying.
You have
Because
something, bro.
I hope
you
they
got
see
that,
it,
bro.
And even if they don't see it, I'm gonna keep trying. Like
yeah.
why? Like why would I stop? Like I couldn't stop if I wanted to.
Okay.
Music is getting more niche too, in a way,
Yeah,
right? Like
very
people,
niche. Because the type of
people's
people are like-
tastes are like shifting,
Yeah.
and like there's more kinds of music out there than there ever has been before.
And that's why I try to like make as much as I make, but like now that I've figured it out, because like for me, I wanted to be able to capture a range of emotions, and I went for the two genres of music that I feel have captured the most ranges of emotion. So rap for me, when you look at the stuff like To Pimp a Butterfly, Untitled and Mastered, like those albums. Wolf also.
It's technically Untitled and Mastered. Technically, what did it make To Pimp a Butterfly?
Yeah, is what. Yeah. And like when you follow those trains of thought, like when you're speaking about stuff like that, like Kendrick showed that you could talk about emotional stuff in rap and do it so well that it has like a universal value. And then you also look at like Deftones, for example, like their music to pierce not To Pierce Butterfly, what's that band? Bring Me the Horizon. Bring Me the Horizon for me as a kid, that was music that like I was mad as fuck. And these niggas were screaming on tracks. And it was just like, okay, like grown men are screaming to get their emotions out. That range of emotion, once I was able to figure out what those are, I was just like, okay, if I tackle these two genres and I learn these two genres to the best of my abilities, I will be good enough to share the most.
You have a good audience.
I have a good audience, and I can also share the most of my feelings. Because if you like an empty rap song, you'll know when you're listening to an empty rap song, and you'll know when you're listening to an empty rock song. But when you're listening to a good rock song and a good rap song, you're gonna keep spinning them. You're gonna keep spinning them. Paramore still bumps,
bro.
Right now.
Right
now. Emergency. I remember the first time I heard Emergency, MTV after school.
Right now, bro.
After school, coming home, hop off the bus, you go straight to channel 20s. What was it? Was it 26 or 20? No, 31.
What was it?
Much.
It was 30. Much was 30.
Channel 30. You're on channel 30
I used
after
to watch
school.
it too. All this music videos.
All the music videos. And Paramore is playing, and me and my brother in front of the TV. I think I have an emergency. I think I have an emergency. And it's like, bro, you see that, and you're just like, that sticks with you. Like, even I'm 24 now, nigga. Like, and I'm still. I went straight back there. But that's what happens when you make a good song. When you actually care about the music you're making.
You know what you reminds me of? I forgot to mention in my top 5. I should have put him in MF Doom.
Oh my god.
Doom.
He's that type of flow. If I was to rap, it would be that.
His flow is like it's like ahead of its time, even from when he released it. Like today, it's still ahead. If you release that album today, it's still ahead of its time. It's insane.
What he was doing, like the way he could put words together, nobody can do that. Nobody can do that.
Not like that. No, it's insane what he does. Like it's just different.
And the production too. He produced a lot of his music too.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like
he produced a lot.
So it's like to be that type of multi-talented artist and do that and have that impact so many years after. That's what happens when you're listening to good music. So as long as I do that, I should be good.
You're blessed. Okay, let me ask you something else. Since you do dabble a lot into the music industry, do you believe in demonic presence in music?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting into that.
But I'll tell you that.
We're getting
energy
into
is
that.
a real thing.
Energy is a real thing.
Energy is a real thing, whether you want to admit it or not.
Okay.
There's a reason when you're walking at night and you see a flickering light, you feel scared. There's an energy behind that that's uncertain. Uncertain energy and weird vibes, regardless if you're religious or not, are things. Like you walk into a McDonald's and you see that nigga sitting in the corner that just looks off. You can't vibe yourself out of the bad energy that you're feeling. Like regardless if you want to give this nigga a chance, if you feel bad energy, you're gonna know it's bad energy.
A gut feeling.
A gut feeling is a gut feeling.
And
you have to address it. That gut feeling also is very prevalent in music. And like when you hear something that like throws you off a bit, you have to be like, whoa.
So do you think Satan is real?
I don't believe necessarily, but the thing is, these niggas be weird. So you can never really know. Like these niggas be weird, bro.
I think that like I feel like this is true. Like even in the legal profession, though. Like it's like people are sneaky and they're self-interested and they are like sharky and they look out for themselves. So that energy
will always be there. The thing is, though, is the music industry is also an industry where for hundreds of years that it's existed, you've heard people say that they've sold their souls. Like there's this very famous jazz artist who made a song. I forget his name now. Who made a song about selling his soul to the devil, and that song became a #1 hit of his time, and he made so much money. But then he just disappeared. Nobody's. And those stories happen all the time. Like the 27 Club. There's certain coincidences that at a certain point you have to be like, are these even coincidences?
I think it's very real.
It's very real.
And I mean, most of it is because of my religion. Like,
yeah,
obviously.
Exactly. But then you also have people like Travis too, who like, Travis talks about it, like you have to really listen. But he be saying that Satan's all around him.
Yeah.
And he's trying his best to stay away.
Yeah.
The industry is scary. Like I've walked into like parties.
That's what I'm saying. You haven't thought about that because when you get to the top, you're gonna see a lot of that. You know
I want to be a homebody. I've always told everybody I've spoken to, I want to be the type of artist that like Frank Ocean and Tyler the Creator are. The type of artists that are at the very top, but they mind their own fucking business and they live their own life. Like Tyler's bike riding with his friends. Frank is in Paris with whoever. Yeah. He's doing whatever. Because they
even Tyler's talked about it too, though. He talked about selling his soul and stuff.
Exactly.
It's like, but it's confusing.
It's confusing because he also understands. Know, honestly. You never know.
Yeah.
But then you also see that there are people who are out there and there's things that are happening in the music industry that like you have to be like, for this type of negativity to exist in an industry that's supposed to be pushing people to feel things.
So where do you think negative energy comes from?
One, human selfish desires to not like deal with themselves, but there's also a spiritual force behind it.
Yeah.
Like there's a world that exists beyond our perception. I don't know what it is. But I've felt things. I've known when I've lived in a haunted house. I've known when I've been in I know now, like, regardless of who I'm with, I'm not walking through a cemetery. Like, there's no vibes you can tell me to be like, yo, let's go chill at the cemetery at night.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Don't you think the money is the problem, though?
It is. Money brings up the worst.
Isn't that the root of the problem? Like, it's like everyone wants to make money because they want to.
Yeah, but that's
self-interest.
but that's my question. What makes people selfish?
One, especially in the music industry, is the money. Because...
But why do they value money so much?
Because they associate it with happiness. Like, it's associated with happiness. It's associated with security. It's associated with family, love. Like, we've tied money into all of these other emotional things.
You can buy pretty much everything that you want with the right amount of money. People buy love with money. Even if it lasts a night, you can still buy it with money. You can buy people's respect with money. You can buy people's silence with money. You can do so much with money. And when you have that, you start to devalue the rest of humanity because you have enough money to make them stop being human.
Yeah.
You can throw 50 bands at someone and tell him to get on his knees and bark like a dog. And nigga would probably do it for 50 bands because he needs it. But you who just gave him 50 bands, you're like, I don't see you as a human being anymore. You did what I told you to do for some money.
Yeah.
And that's where that evilness comes in.
It like trains us to be selfish in a way, in my opinion. Like I think that like maybe there is some aspect of us that's like inherently self-interested, like to seek out our survival, you know?
Yeah.
But I also think that like the money has makes it worse. You know what I mean? Like,
but I also feel like that self-interest. Humanity has always thrived when we've been in community.
Yeah, 100%.
That's why that self-interest part of it for me. Like, look, I was reading about Julius Caesar last night and his assassination. Like, the assassination of Caesar happened like yesterday, like a couple 100 years ago. I forget what.
Yeah.
But it happened yesterday, and it was the fact that the senators killed him, thinking that they were doing it for the people, but when he died, in his will, he gave all of his money to the citizens. Every citizen of Rome got money when Caesar died because it was in his will that if I die, give my belongings to the people. And the people rioted. They went into civil war because of it. Yeah, when you are for community, community thrives, people thrive. But when you're self-interested, like the senators who killed Caesar...
Yeah. I don't know, but I also believe that too much community is not that good too. When it's like
we've been trained to think that.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but have you ever heard of that concept where
too much of something?
Where they say like animals they act normal, but when you put them in the zoo and they're very tight with each other, they act out.
But that's not community though. They're an animal in a zoo would probably still be in the jungle.
No. What were you?
Yeah, they'd probably still be in the jungle. Like
I'm not talking community as like a social. I'm saying community as like numerical. That's what I'm saying. Like
but you don't need a lot of people for community.
No,
my community is 10 niggas.
Yeah.
And that's all I need.
Yeah.
Like think of indigenous like indigenous societies like I've read like books. There's this book called there's this book about change in the wind or something, and it's this ecological study book about like how indigenous communities operated in like their ecosystems like in North America, and basically I'm not indigenous, so everything I'm saying should be taken with a grain of salt.
From reading the book.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
Yeah. But from my understanding, it's like they operate through a system of reciprocal accountability.
Yeah.
Right. So it's it's not like if A does something for B, he's expecting something back from B. He's expecting B to go and do something for C instead. You know, like it's not like it's like
you wait for B to come back to you.
Yeah, it's not like an individualistic exchange of things.
Yeah.
It's like you're like I'm doing something for you, so you're gonna do something for someone else, and it's like that's how we create the community.
Yeah, exactly. But I agree with that. But I think. Like the point I'm trying to make is if we know I think the reason why society is getting more messed up is because we know too many people. We know too many people.
Oh, we have access to too much.
Yeah.
We have access to way too much, and I feel like that's a problem. Like the fact that I'm here in Canada, and I can see an 18-year-old in Dubai living his best life and think that I'm not worth shit. I shouldn't have access. That nigga should be able to live his own life, and I should not be able to
know anything.
And not know anything.
Social
And that might sound ignorant, but
like
it's. We see too much, and now we have kids who think that they're behind in life, and it's like, bro, you're 17 years old.
Yeah, but that's the whole like social problem, right?
You should be worrying about going to school, going to college, and like take it one step at a time. But now you see so and so getting 50 bands, 50 mil over here. You see too much, and now you're like, I'm not worth shit.
Like what? But like the thing is too like let's come back to the virality thing, right? Like the third most Googled person in 2022 was Andrew Tate, right? And that guy is like he just says the most like insane shit just to get like clicks, right? Like he's smart because he knows that like a lot of the people that watch him are hate watching him, and even if they're hate watching, it still boosts him, right? So he's like
it's the views.
Exactly. And it's like, and he portrays this image of like, I have money and I have cars and I get women and I'm like, you know, I'm strong and like, you know, like you can be like me if you like
and
are
people
like
just eat it up.
Yeah.
Even though
Have you guys seen the slap choke clip?
No.
Oh, it's so fucked, bro.
No,
I'm not even gonna.
I don't watch this shit, but I'm like,
don't.
I see how kids get trapped into it.
Can't
Because it's all the
believe I saw
viral things. Like, I'm on Twitter, and my Twitter is so like specifically designed for Aaron, and then boom, Wednesday evening, Tate's on my feed. Like, how did you even get here? How did you get here? But he's there because enough people have clicked on it and interacted with it that now I see it.
Yeah, it could
and
also
he plays
be like
the game
people around
well.
you too. It's like if someone you're interested, or not interested, someone that you know is interested in it, it's
him.
gonna come.
Now it's on my thing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I have to always block mentions of, and he still shows up, and it's just like, this is just how these things work. Because when you go viral, when you know too much and you have access too much, it's always in your face. That's why I've tried to start living on D&D.
Yeah.
I stopped putting notifications on my phone. So like when I get a notification, I don't even see it until I'm ready to like check back in, because I want to be able to like live in the present with my people.
Yeah. The problem is we do know too many people. We try to get to know too many people at one time.
It's like, why do I know everything about my date before I go on a date with her?
Yeah.
Instagram's there, Twitter's there, Snapchat. Tumblr.
But that's the problem. The problem is we're trying to get rid of mystery for no reason.
People at home, get off the socials. People.
Get off the socials. Go touch grass for real.
Yeah. Keep your kids off that shit too.
I'm not gonna like if I ever had kids, they're not being iPad kids. My kids are not being iPad kids. You're gonna meet up with your friends at the green box down the street,
and that's all you're gonna know.
And then you guys are gonna go hoop. That's all your childhood is gonna be. Because if I have iPad kids, like. Come on, bro. Like,
yeah.
I'm seeing them.
You know what's also scary though? We haven't seen long-term effects of this much screen time, especially now this day.
We're watching this desensitization of people.
No, but I'm saying long. Like I'm talking.
Yeah, long term is gonna be even
60s,
worse.
70s. Like we're talking Alzheimer's.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot worse. You're watching kids get desensitized, and I'm like, this is just now. Like, what's it gonna be like in 30, 40 years? When all of this screen time really
I think it's probably gonna lead to like
niggas are crouched over at tables all day typing away. Your eyes, like, what is that? We don't know what it all does to us yet.
Yeah,
and it's scary.
Okay.
That's why I'm trying to stay away from it.
Last question.
Yes, sir.
Last question. Yeah, no socials. Okay, last question. Who is the greatest athlete of all time?
That's a good question.
Greatest athlete of all time?
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but that bowling nigga who retired recently.
Oh, shit.
Who do you think you are? I am. Like that guy?
Oh, the guy who was like on YouTube.
Yeah. I think he's one of the greatest athletes of all time, and I'll tell you why.
What defines greatness to you?
Your ability to get knocked down and keep going, but your passion for it. Like, objectively, it's Kobe Bryant for me, greatest. But the way that bowling nigga was so passionate about knocking over some pins for me was insane. You're shit-talking in bowling. You're proving that you're better year after year after year. I think he was like an 18-time national champion.
So would you say he's a great player, not a great athlete, though? We're talking athleticism.
I think he's an athlete. I think bowling is a sport.
Athlete is
it's also a mental state too.
I'm not trying to take away anything.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I feel like you're going more.
But like athlete-wise, for me, it's Kobe. Right now, I'm really loving Anthony Edwards. I'm a basketball fan, so right now, all of my faith is going into Anthony Edwards. I feel like Anthony Edwards has what it takes to be a future face of the league, 100%. And if you throw Ant into a big city market, he is going to thrive. Ant in Miami thrives. Ant in New York thrives. Ant in LA thrives. Throw him anywhere, he's going to be like the face.
Yeah, he's that guy.
He has the attitude for it. He has the his athleticism is crazy. He's going crazy for me in fantasy league too, man. Like I went from 12th seed to 5th seed in like a span of a couple weeks.
This guy said Anthony Edwards is the GOAT athlete. He's carrying my ass in fantasy.
He's carrying my ass in fantasy, bro. No, for real.
It's always subjective.
It's always always subjective. But no, like definitely Kobe.
Okay.
Kobe's obsession.
Next question.
Yeah.
Kobe, LeBron. I mean,
Kobe,
LeBron or Jordan?
LeBron or Jordan?
Yes.
Battery's almost out, so we gotta.
Yeah, we gotta do this.
Jordan.
What? Wait, what was the question?
LeBron or Jordan?
LeBron or Jordan?
Oh, fuck that.
No. I know. And the thing
I'm
is,
a Jordan guy too.
Huh?
I'm a Jordan guy.
No, I'm a Jordan guy too. But I understand.
I'm not a LeBron guy per se.
No, but you've been watching those videos of niggas talking shit about how people used to play in the 90s.
No. I don't.
You see those videos?
I don't subscribe to that opinion.
Niggas are like, oh, they were never hooping in the 90s.
Because mans are not going to be as skilled in the 90s. You have to like look at
You're
them
still
in their
developing
era,
the game.
like in the context of everyone else.
Yeah.
Like you can't
niggas like Zach LaVine would have been like a 6-time MVP if you
yeah, like so what if some people can dribble left? Like who cares, bro? Like it's all relative. Like it doesn't matter. Like if Jordan was that much better than everyone else, like he just was that
much better than everybody else.
And
that still stands. LeBron is the GOAT of this. It's the same way if you look at soccer. Messi could be considered the GOAT, but so could Pele. So could Maradona. Like there are multiple GOATs depending on what you're looking for. Yeah. Cristiano Ronaldo is technically some people's GOATs, even though Messi is my GOAT. I understand.
Yeah, Messi's my GOAT. Actually, my GOAT is Ronaldinho. I think
Ronaldinho is crazy.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong.
He's what I grew up on. Honestly.
Yeah, Ronaldinho is insane. That's a tough pick for us.
There's so many athletes that you could.
There's so many athletes that you could pick.
Yeah.
Like Tom Brady too.
Yeah, Tom Brady's my GOAT athlete.
Like you can look at Tom Brady and see what he accomplished.
Yeah.
Like leadership. Like, if you're encapsulating everything, Tom Brady would actually be the GOAT.
Tom Brady's my GOAT.
He would be the GOAT, yeah.
GOAT athlete. Who's your GOAT athlete?
Yeah, I'm going Tom Brady.
Paul George?
Paul George.
Oh, you're a Paul George guy. I like that.
Paul George is my GOAT.
To come back from that injury and do what he still did.
Yeah, he's my GOAT for that. Yeah. That's just for the soul, just for that soul thing.
Because we all watched that injury.
Yeah, no, that's like,
and we all thought his career was going to be over.
Yeah. I was like,
he doesn't get enough.
I actually was like devastated because I was like, I just lost my favorite player in the NBA. Like, it was actually like,
and he came back.
And they took the fuck part is that they just took Miami with LeBron to 7 in the conference finals with like George Hill, Roy Hibbert, Lance Stevenson, and David West as the starting 5. Like,
crazy.
It was like crazy.
Nobody does.
It was on the come up.
They were gonna come back that next season, and I was like, yes, like this is the year, like.
Yeah.
And then,
boom.
Everything happens for a reason.
Sad, bro.
Yeah.
Everything happens
Paul George,
for a reason.
I understand that.
Yeah. All right. So to end off, last question. We have to end off every podcast like this. But since you're a music guy, in terms of music, what is your answer to, in terms of the music industry, what's normal anyway in the music industry?
What's normal anyways?
In the music industry.
It's about to sound so sad, but don't expect to be treated with respect, but always remember that you do deserve it.
Nice.
I really like that.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
like that.
And
same thing I learned when even in the legal industry, like all of the profs used to say, don't expect to be treated like a human being, but know at the end of the day that you are worth respect and worth being appreciated. But it's just how the industry is. Some industries are cutthroat, and like you have to remember, as crazy as this shit is, I still deserve respect, and I can keep going. So
I like that.
don't let the other shit get you down, but it's normal. It's literally how it is. So as much as we want to change it, that's what's normal right now. Get used to it.
Nice.
Yeah, you have to.
Nice.
say the socials one more time for the people out there at home.
I am
today.
Lnlyboi on everything. That's Lnlyboi.
Yes, sir.
Big Lonely in the cut.
Thank you.
Shout
for
out
coming
to
on.
Buddy and our amazing fucking host. This is the best podcast I've ever been in.
Bro, chill.
No, for real. This is a